Well, welcome back to the farm. This is Tim, and we're C&D, and this week we've got a couple of projects we're working on. One is hay. I'm trying to get my hay back up here where I've bartered some hay. I've bought some hay, so I got to go get some of that this week. And the other thing is I've been trying to mow grass. One of my main concerns, or one of my main problems, not really a concern, is the amount of grass I have to mow compared to my other house. Now, I'm not complaining about my yard. I like a big yard. It gives a lot of room for the dogs to run around. I'm away from a road. But compared to the other house, I've got 3 times the grass that I used to mow. So, and what I currently mow grass with is I've got a Gravely HD 48. So 48-inch cut. So other house, it worked great. Didn't have a problem. I could mow the grass in about a little less than an hour, and I was done weed eating. Here, currently with the grass I've got, I'm 3 hours at least, and still hadn't done the weed eating because I've got so much around the house that I've chose to mow. Now, I am going to, you see that grass right there, that's going to be a garden spot. I tilled it up, but then we chose not to really plant anything. We may make that a late garden, and then you can kind of see the other garden in the background right there. So I may make those bigger. That's going to cut down on some grass. I plan on moving my chickens over here next to the garden, because the goal is what I may do is, so that real tall grass right there, I may go ahead and take that, and I may work on that pretty soon. Put the chickens in there. I'm gonna fence it either with netting, or I may actually make a pen that I can move. We're gonna place the chickens on there. Then that's going to be maybe a late garden, or we may even just wait till next year, and then that'll be a garden. And then I'm gonna make it a little bigger, but one of the things that I plan on doing is, whatever garden that we're using, the chickens will be on the other, and then we'll just rotate each year. So that's a plan too. So we may make your yard a little smaller. So, but one of the things that I want to do, this is a project that I'm going to try to film and do better at it than just talking. I'm going to try to actually do some filming of doing some maintenance. This was an old mower, so I'm going to kind of pan back. It's a John Deere 320 hydrostatic lawn tractor that I bought in 1995. So it was this was my first lawnmower. It was really good. It was running when I quit using it, when we switched over to the zero turn. I did have some issues. I think that's one reason that, I thought that I was going to have to do a lot of work on it. But I kind of done a little bit of research. Part of the problem is this was pre-ethanol gas, and the ethanol gas just destroyed the carburetor, destroyed the fuel lines. Anyway, so I switched over to my zero turn, and with the plan of fixing this up, and well, like a lot of things, it went under the shed, and it's been there for about 5 years, maybe 6 years, and hadn't run. So the tires are dry rotted. I'll try to hold this back. I don't have a wide angle lens. I need to get one. The tires are dry rotted. I have ordered new tires. You may can see them over there. Got the new tires in the other day. So that is what I'm gonna do. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna get this probably project going pretty quickly. This is kind of my shed that I put in, and then I put the lean-to. It's where I keep some of my stuff. We got plans to build some more stuff. It's like you never can have enough shed space. But I'm gonna try to get the tires on and actually get it in the shed, and where I can work on it, because that's where all my tools are. and I don't necessarily have to be out here in the dirt. But the first thing I'm gonna do is get the tires. So that's coming up. That's the project that I'm gonna try to film, because that may be something that people want to learn. I'm not saying I'm a small engine mechanic, but I feel like I've got enough skill set, and then through reading, to where I can disassemble it. I know that I'm going to have to basically take all of the covers off. I need to take the back cover off because the fuel tank is under that. I feel like I'm gonna have to take the fuel tank out, maybe clean it real good. So the plan is, if I can salvage the carburetor, we're gonna salvage it. If I know I'm gonna need a whole new fuel line, and new air filters, stuff like that. It's got grass blowed on it. I hope it doesn't have bees in it. This has got the Kawasaki liquid cooled V-twin engine in it. So it was actually a really good mower. I'm gonna need a new battery. I know that. I'm gonna get that. I may get that this week. We'll flush the radiator out, new fuel filter, spark plugs, complete tune-up, new belts, new blades, and then wash it up real good. It was kept under a shed up until we moved here, but I did have this bucket on it. I probably need to get a new seat because the seat was already kind of getting wore. I do have a cover on it, but we may get a new seat as well. So the question that I kind of want to ask, if anybody wants to comment, do you think it's worth restoring a mower that's over, well, it's over 30 years old? So it was running 6 years ago, 6 to 7 years ago it was running. So it hadn't run in about 6 years. It's been parked under a shed. It's not locked up, so I have tested that to make sure it didn't seize up or something on there. So because I put some jumper cables on it and it did turn over, but I didn't want to crank it because I was worried that something may be, I want to check it out real good before I do that. So, or should I maybe look at buying something else? So one reason why, I'll give one reason why. Let me know if you think it's worth restoring, or should I just sell it for parts and try to get a new one. My problem is I've got other projects that are more important that I need to put the money towards. So this one, I can put a little bit of money to it, run it for a couple more years. And the other reason is my wife doesn't really like running the zero turn. She's not comfortable with it, but she has no problem with this. She's run this before. I'll get a little wagon. We've got a little four-wheel wagon. This one's be a good, just a yard tractor where we can hook up a little wagon. She can have it. She can use it for her gardening and stuff. She can use it. Plus, we can tackle the yard. She can be mowing a section, and then I can be mowing a section. So that'll cut down on me having three hours plus of mowing time, because that's also counting the road going up to our driveway. So that's the reason. So I may have some other parts of this with the hay, but send me some comments. Let me know what you think. Should I restore it, or should I just try to sell it? Or give me some, I'll tell you another one some people can give me some comments on. Tell me where I can buy parts. Give me some websites, or because I really don't want to go to the dealer. The dealers are just, they price everything way out of proportion. I didn't buy the tires from a dealer. I went on a website and found the lawnmower tires, and they were quite a bit more, the dealer was way more expensive than me buying them online. So yeah, it took a week or so to get them here, but You know, it wasn't like I needed it right then, so I didn't need to pay the dealer price for the tires, and they look to be decent tires. So give me some websites to order parts for lawnmowers. It's a Kawasaki engine. It's a V-twin liquid cooled engine. I'm sure that's, you know, a common engine. I know I may have to go to the dealer for some of the, if I need to replace a bearing on the deck or something like that, or maybe a clutch. But, you know, let me know. Tell me what you think. Is it a worthwhile project? So stay tuned for more, and I'm going to try to get some video of us moving the hay with the tractor. We put I helped a guy get up we done almost probably 60 acres of cutting, and they baled it. I helped them cut it. But let me know what you think. I'll have some videos on that, and then we'll close out for the week. All right, welcome back. One of the other things that I done a YouTube short on is I went and bought some used equipment, or one of the things that I bought was a used piece of farm equipment. Instead of buying new, I bought used. So also this week, along with fixing the lawnmower and doing some hay, I'm gonna get my tartar, I think that's how you say it, fence unroller. I'll kind of back up a little bit and kind of get a view of it. So basically I saw it, I was coming down the road, saw it sitting on the side of the road. The guy had it for sale, but it's designed to put a roll of woven wire in it. It does have the clamps, although the type of wire I'm using, I may not use that part for the Stay Tough wire that I have, because I don't want it to crimp it. So but it does have a little bit of damage, but I didn't pay a whole lot for it, I'm gonna say. So buying used, I saved what I paid for it versus what I see their online price. I probably saved $450, maybe close to 500, depending on if you had to pay for shipping. So now I do have a rod that's bent, but I can accept that. It's still up, it goes through. Other than that, there's no other damage. These are a little kind of seized up, but the threads are still good. I've got some penetrating oil on that now. So hopefully we'll see this in action real soon as well, because that's a project I really need to get finished. Welcome back. Part of being a new farmer is I don't have hay equipment. Kind of talked a little bit about that in a previous video, and my weeks running together, so it may have been in a part that I talked about earlier this week. But we don't have hay equipment, and so we're either buying hay, or in this case, I bought some hay. I've also worked for some hay. So I've got one trailer load here, but part of that is I helped the gentleman farm part of it. So anyway, so that's all part of farming. You can either barter, you can work for it, you can buy it, whatever you need to do. So we're getting ready to move this to the farm as soon as my wife gets here with the truck. I brought it out of the field with the tractor, and then got to do a little bit of moving around, but on the way to do that now. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to the farm. I'm gonna do I didn't do it in the last video. I think I said I was gonna do a quick barn tour. So what we've got here, let me walk out, is I bought a barn. It's a metal building. It's from Carolina Carports, but we bought it from a local dealer. So I've got the center portion, which is 18 foot wide, and then I've got two 12-foot lean-tos on the side. So maybe kind of looks a little like a traditional horse barn, whatnot. I put one walk-in door. Kind of walk around, put a walk-in door there, and then I've got the roll-up door here. Right now I've got it up. So one of the things that I had to do to get ready for this is I had to build a level pad So we took dirt. I'm kind of walking side. We took dirt and moved it from one side of the up on the hill. I kind of created a spot for my shop that I want to build eventually, and put it here. So it was level. We took transit and made sure everything was good. But one of the problems that I created, and I don't know if you can see it, is I got water here. It's standing in a few places. Well, that's not necessarily good for your livestock barn. But where the water's coming from, I got a little bit coming from the hill. I realized that, and I was kind of anticipating that, and I've got a solution to deal with that. It's just I haven't been able to do it. But one of the things that's water's coming in here, it's coming off the side and running back in. So I don't have gutters on the barn yet. So I may put some gutters, and that will create, what I can do with the gutters is make some rainwater retention. That can be some cattle or livestock watering system. So that's some of the stuff that I'm going to do. One of the things that I'm going to do for the outside right here is to I'm going to cut a trench across, because I do have a grade coming down, and I'm going to basically create a French drain system. So that'll be a project to come. But one of the things that we have with the building is, what I want to show you, these braces are 5 foot on center all the way across, and that matches the braces over here. So the plan is so here to there, is I'm going to take and sandwich that with a 2x4, probably treated. That'll be the only treated wood in here. And then I'll take 1x6s and go across, and that creates my stall. So I can do like where I'm standing here, this is where the walk-in door coming in. I'll go from there to there. I've got a 10-foot space right here. So, and then I can create a stall, and then come this way, do the same thing on this one, from there to there, or from the corner to here, create a door. And I've got a 10 by 10, basically, or 10 by 12 stall here. So, or I can do 5-foot stalls. So the goal is all down through this section, I'm going to create one 10-foot stall down at the end, a couple of 5-foot stalls. That'll be kind of birthing areas for the goats, or quarantine areas. And I'm going to do the same thing over there, except over there I'm going to do 3 10 by 10s, and then they'll have an outside paddock that'll be fenced in as well. So that'll be like a true quarantine area. And then I'll have a 10 by 10 with a window there, or a 5 that I can either store in or create an additional stall. So I did have the back open. I didn't close the back end at all. What the plan is there again, I'm gonna put wood from there to there. That'll create a stall, but that creates good airflow in the building during summer months like this. One of the things that I plan to do with this first one, the first one's not going to be a stall where animals. That's going to be more of my 10 coming in. I'll have 10-foot coming in. I'm going to put electrical panel there, and then I will also have it I'll probably have a table there. That's where I can keep my ear tags, anything that I need for the livestock, medicines, that may not be refrigerated. Although I'm gonna have power down here, so I might could get like a little small refrigerator, and then that way I could keep my, vaccinations that I do, and for like the CDC for the goats, the tetanus shot. That's something that they need. Then we can, keep it in the refrigerator there. May or might not with a fridge, we'll see. But like I said, it is a level pad, and with this red clay, I've created a kind of a swamp right there. But like I said, I'm gonna solve that. I'm gonna trench down each side for the time being, on both sides here. Trench down that side. And I may come in here and actually do some trenching right through the middle. And what that'll do, and do the same thing, French drain. So, and then the base layer is going to be, you know, what we call 57 stone, which is a clean stone, about 3/4 in diameter. And then I will put the drain pipes in place underneath it, then cover the whole thing with 57 stone, and that'll be the base layer. And then I can come back with wood shavings and all of that. So when I do clean out the stall, I know when I get down to that 57 stone, that's the base. But that'll allow water to go through. Eventually I'm gonna have a yard hydrant here, so if we need to wash an animal, you can still do it in here, and then that way the water will go through the shavings, through the stone, into the drain tile, and then we'll just drain it out the back. So that's kind of the plan. This is the back side of the shed. So what I'm getting ready to start doing now, maybe I'll finish the video with us doing that, is I don't know if you can see them tires down there, but that's a tire drag that I created. Just built some tires, put them together, and just to kind of drag the pasture down to knock some of the manure piles down. So that was my economical way of creating a drag. Eventually I'm going to try to get something a little better that will actually scar the, kind of break the soil up and really dig into the ground a little bit to kind of fluff it up and kind of not necessarily take the thatch off, but kind of fluff it up so air can get down in there. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm gonna end this week. It's been kind of a busy week. You'll see where the title of the video is, we're gonna redo our John Deere 320 garden tractor that I bought in 1995. That's the plan. And then where we also moved some hay this week, you'll see a picture of that, where we moved the hay. I didn't get a lot of video with that because I don't have a mount yet for my phone on the tractor, and it taking 2 hands with the loader, but I got a little bit. We can kind of, I'll throw that in there, or have thrown that in there. And then we'll end the week with kind of a, I said I'm gonna try to end most weeks, not every week, but I'm gonna try to end some of the weeks with some type of, you know, dealing with, you know, our spiritual faith and life. And one of the things I saw was, you see my hat, I've been wearing this hat. I need to switch it out, need to wash it, but you know, it's got white stuff, white rings all over it, and that's salt. That's the salt in my body, and it kind of spreads out through the hat. So that's kind of the message we have of why I do what I do. One of the things that the Lord taught us is to be disciples, to go out and spread the word, or, you know, spread his message to others, and that we were the salt of the earth. The disciples would be the salt of the earth. So just as this salt, or the, you know, as gross as it sounds, you know, I'm working, sweating, the salt comes out of your body, and it spreads through the hat. Well, the Lord wants us to spread his word out to everybody as well. So that's kind of the inspirational message at the end of the video. And stay tuned for more. This will be a project that's coming. The fence is the priority. I've got our fence spreader, our fence unroller. So that's going to help with that project, mainly because I'm by myself a lot. The next part of that will be doing this, because once we can contain them to this area, then I can start fixing it. I won't build all the stalls out initially. I'll just do the initial containment so that they can't go through the barn. We're going to do some gates there, and then we'll build out the stalls once I get the lumber, and that'll be like rainy day projects, because we got shelter. We can still come in here and work, and it'll be more for the winter. So stay tuned for more, and we hope you have a good week.